isn't enough. They need to admit someone who to send me. As sick as I'm getting, you stick me in the conventional loving with a rotisserie setting and won't even notice me sweating. Shit, I done made a verse since I'm foul. Tried to go back, fix it down. Around it, it's made it worse. Down back, looking no worse for wear. Got the air, mad enough to rip out the hair. Start punching the air. Candy sewing the bunch that they can't function. It's shady in voice, man. Yeah, what a dysfunctional pair. So stop acting like a punch, get a pair. Take a pill and fall a man. Gotta spill your lunch in the chair.
And you ain't ready for the war, stay aside. You ain't checking them for firearms or corn, stay inside. You ain't putting money for dingers, or been putting them dingers. You can still be, but stay inside. You ain't stacking, you ain't ready for the war, stay aside. You ain't checking them for firearms or corn, stay inside. You ain't putting money for dingers, or been putting them dingers. You can still be, but stay inside.
It ain't roses and unicorns where I'm from. Little niggas at trophies when they face their bodies on. Project Squid Games for FK. You get an extra belly button from the FN. Ancient deposits in my rhyme book. White truffle on cheesecake, I got that rich taste. Going off them concentrates, Bentley with the paper plates. Daytona Dasher with the day and date. R.I.P. the fat shot, cause I miss my nigga. 200 bows on the table, got my diamonds bigger. Table got my diamonds, got a nigga brain mixed up. That shit is 92%, how the fuck I get up? Insane in my thumb, from Dr. Green Thumb. Got the K in the trunk, watch the drummer boy drum. Mama not home, whip it up in the kitchen. Till it getting high, bag it up in the basement.
And you ain't ready for the war, stay aside. You ain't checking them for firearms or corn, stay inside. You ain't putting money for dingers, or been putting them dingers. You can still be, but stay inside. You ain't stacking, you ain't ready for the war, stay aside. You ain't checking them for firearms or corn, stay inside. You ain't putting money for dingers, or been putting them dingers. You can still be, but stay inside.
As soon as I step in the club, I swear my name, you can feel the attention shift. Start around 12, ended up around 2. I better leave with more hoes than I came here with. I can't be responsible for what I say or I do when I talk intoxicated. Shorty say I told I love her, I put out the next morning saying that time must have been faded. I say I get it in, it's because I get it in. Now shorty there 8, but her friend there 10. I'm finna spin my dish, I'm in the wind. I'm cool to the mall, then we do it again.
You ain't stacking, you ain't ready for the war, stay aside. You ain't checking them for firearms or corn, stay inside. You ain't putting money for dingers, or been putting them dingers. You can still be, but stay inside. You ain't stacking, you ain't ready for the war, stay aside. You ain't checking them for firearms or corn, stay inside. You ain't putting money for dingers, or been putting them dingers. You can still be, but stay inside.
We came from a place where our hearts are pure. People wanna know what we're marching for. Grouped up, scooped up, all my pals. Flavor for days, so much style. They can't even put it in a box now. Stepped out, Tater smile, wait a while. Excuse me, Snoopy, can we get a flight? I ain't really tripping, gon' take this shit. Go through, going through, knowing you, showing you, flowing to. In the mental, the growing to. Let bygones be bygones, so you can be an icon like I've done.
And you ain't ready for the war, stay aside. You ain't checking them for firearms or corn, stay inside. You ain't putting money for dingers, or been putting them dingers. You can still be, but stay inside. You ain't stacking, you ain't ready for the war, stay aside. You ain't checking them for firearms or corn, stay inside. You ain't putting money for dingers, or been putting them dingers. You can still be, but stay inside.
Double box the car, won't slip. I got too far, pull strings, sing you a song. AR is my guitar. Get muscle, there's a special graveyard for bodyguards. Walk about the party star, broke jaws and hardy hearts. You ain't never packing shit in the front. Ferrari cars, let it green, gold and purple, color of Mardi Gras. They talk to me as business, golden malarkey dog. Cowards hide in uniform, inside they hearty fraud. You visionary, brand too strong to be a subsidiary. Arrows target all backs, he ain't gotta get rid of family. My feet should be sandy, garage large and a living nanny. Journeymen are rather have hard jobs, they gotta spare me. They got the itch again, I'm serving you smooth for listening. I'm cold as Michigan, grew up rough as your bitch's skin. This a different pen, sounds like bullets when whistling. Even relationships won't get you in. I can handle my own weight, shit is never too heavy. I'm these Mrs. Tears, shit worthy of replay.
Anything we do to make it money, and when I'm gone, leave it to my children. Can anybody tell me why we building? Leaving through them all, power steering.
And you ain't ready for the war, stay aside. You ain't checking them for firearms or corn, stay inside. You ain't putting money for dingers, or been putting them dingers. You can still be, but stay inside. You ain't stacking, you ain't ready for the war, stay aside. You ain't checking them for firearms or corn, stay inside. You ain't putting money for dingers, or been putting them dingers. You can still be,
cat shitting at your herringbone. Beef is since way back. Just know the shit I'm on. House party, cuz ain't gon' make it home. Know this. It don't matter where I catch you. I'ma grab the special, turn around and stretch you. Keep that same energy, hiding with your niggas. They gon' get that same penalty. I ain't tryna sort them out. Finish up and swerve out. Looking for an alibi. Niggas got the word out. Slipping at the set trap. Neighbors all hella crime. Should've been gone. On my L plate, one's on the scene. Quick drive and get a phone call. It's my
where you at?
I'm on some crip shit. Finally found that nigga. Caught him slipping at the set trip.
Shaghil Ali. You ain't ready for the war, stay aside. You ain't checking in for firearms or corn, stay inside. You ain't putting money for dingers, or been putting them dingers. You can still be, but stay inside. You ain't stepping, you ain't ready for the war, stay aside. You ain't checking in for firearms or corn, stay inside. You ain't putting money for dingers, or been putting them dingers. You can still be, but stay inside.
You with the DR, find yourself in the ER. Need CPR, do you know who we are? Have cognac in the yard, so high, don't see y'all. A whole nother level, that's why I couldn't be on. You cats' lives is limited, while I got black cards for all of my businesses. And it's it, if you losers, why you can't with detox? And I'm the biggest influence in hip-hop. I can't stop, look what I started. I get the most pay, and like I wasn't coming back for more. I'm too in love with plus I came too far to be back.
And you ain't ready for the war, stay aside. You ain't checking in for firearms or corn, stay inside. You ain't putting money for dingers, or been putting them dingers. You can still be, but stay inside. You ain't stepping, you ain't ready for the war, stay aside. You ain't checking in for firearms or corn, stay inside. You ain't putting money for dingers, or been putting them dingers. You can still be, but stay inside.
I'm in a villa where the housekeepers don't talk. Make head meals with no pork and low salt. They say if you die broke, then it's your fault. The chain, is eating with gold fork. When them things come out, that's how we hold court. You gon' need backup, so call a whole force. We got a policy over here that's no loss. And the foreigns is matte black with no gloss. When the back ends ain't right, the show's off. No, I got a gun on me and it goes off. Make it hot, had a whole block closed off. When you cut the dope rights, when it goes off. In the kitchen, we ain't never cut the stove off. Got the bitch bagging up with they clothes off. You start chasing the money, then the money starts to run from you. Don't ever get too comfortable.
You ain't stepping, you ain't ready for the war, stay aside. You ain't checking in for firearms or corn, stay inside. You ain't putting money for dingers, or been putting them dingers. You can still be, but stay inside. You ain't stepping, you ain't ready for the war, stay aside. You ain't checking in for firearms or corn, stay inside. You ain't putting money for dingers, or been putting them dingers. You can still be, but stay inside.
Back on my paper, I'm cool, nigga. My whole city wildin', you fool, nigga. Smacking the shit out you, it's the mood, nigga. You and your wifey, me too, nigga. I'm a G, I don't need a cosigner. The strip club, I don't throw commas. I invest in pros that broke ya. Now the bud 24 and jurors with it, the black mamba. I'm rich shit without any effort. Ever since Rich Porter had the BBS's. I got the rock, now I got a Lenny Essence. All I need is Mary when I'm teaching you the method. My tax bracket under a meal ticket. That's why I shop in the hood, I don't 650. Bro, I'm cool and that's real. If I take it back to school, there's danger in the field. Let's go.
And you ain't ready for the war, stay aside. You ain't checking in for firearms or corn, stay inside. You ain't putting money for dingers, or been putting them dingers. You can still be, but stay inside. You ain't stepping, you ain't ready for the war, stay inside. You ain't checking in for firearms or corn, stay inside. You ain't putting money for dingers, or been putting them dingers. You can still be, but stay inside.
You get money, you thumbed out, 50 Cent is the hottest shit out this. You bust your run, you on the run, you cheat a grown man like he a stun. Yo, I ain't the first parolee to catch a nigga for his rollie. After being on the street less than a week. You know me, know I'm up to no good. Man, my fan base is spreading like HIV in the hood. Watch back a nigga silly when I can squeeze the Millie. She on brother splitting the ass worse than a Billy. I stay with the heater, cut the deal with Benita. My wife, he kept acting up, so I had to leave her. They heard it when I left, but I knew I didn't need her. If it wasn't for my seat, I wouldn't even have to sit. She try to front like she don't need me. She miss me, believe me, it's that soap opera shit. The watch too much feet.